questions.
Yes, you ready?
In the short moments we have ahead of us.
This is Luke, who says, is it true that when you go to heaven, you are the same age as you were when you were on earth?
Luke, I haven't figured that out because the Bible really isn't that clear, but as I see it, young people would grow up to the age Jesus was when he left.
Like prime.
30,
the prime of their
32,
life.
3 something, and the older ones will come down. But let's face it, we're going to be spirits, and the spirits don't really age. They don't have an age. So we'll have a spiritual body, and we'll be like spirits. So we'll be ageless and timeless.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. This is Rachel, who says, I read that fraternities and sororities stem from occults in ancient Greece. If this is true, is it wrong to join one? I don't want to pay homage to other gods.
I was an SAE. I don't recall anything coming from, they've had Greek letters, Sigma, Alpha, Epsilon, but
I don't really know the origin of
I don't think it came from, some of those things like Skull and Bones is pretty occult. I mean, that's the leading one up at Yale. So I wasn't in Bones, so I don't know. But in any event, I think they're Greek letter fraternities, and many of them had high-sounding purposes. So I think it's certainly true with sororities. I don't think they come from some occult thing, but some may. So you have to
wisdom.
check.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
This is Mike, who asks, is it wrong to play sports, excuse me, on the Sabbath?
Mike, I went to prep school where we were supposed to go to stuff like that on what they say, the Sabbath on Sunday. I believe right now professional sports is just taken over. I wrote a book about the Ten Commandments, and one of them had to do with what it would do to our society if we really did obey the Sabbath, remember the Sabbath, to keep it holy. We need a day of rest. And I think if a certain amount of recreation is in order, that's fine. But I think if the recreation takes you away from God and God's Word, then you should do it. But
I did a study on the Sabbath once, too, and it's pretty sobering to read what God has to say about it. He's got some strong feelings about the Sabbath. It's something to reflect on.
Well, Jesus said the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. I mean, we need a day of rest. We destroy ourselves if we don't have one. Now, playing sports, is that rest? Well, it depends on what sport you're playing.